Association of Educators and your co-MC for the day. But the most important people here today are y'all. Y'all have come from the mountains to the coast to say that for too long, the leadership of this legislature has put corporate greed and billionaire profits over the needs of our kids and communities. Y'all came here to stand with the majority of people in this state who know that our kids are more important than money for millionaires. Y'all came here today to show your power in the most important way that you can, the power of our multiracial majority. So we're going to take a second and do a little roll call to see who here is representing what parts of that majority, because it's a great big state and we got to let them know that everybody's here. So if you are here from the mountains, raise up and let us know. All right, if you came from the coast, raise up and let us know. If you're from the great big green middle in between, raise up and let us know. If you're a student, raise up and let us know. If you're a parent, raise up and let us know. If you're a community supporter, raise up and let us know. And finally, but most certainly not least, raise up and let us know if you are a public school educator out here today. Oh man, if y'all could only see what I see. So before we get too far into the program, I'm going to do a couple of housekeeping items first. Right? First, we want to make sure to remember that everybody checks in. Right? So you need to check in to get your important information throughout the day. So please, when you check in, make sure that you opt in to the text messages or you will miss critical updates and information. Also, if you see the folks in the bright green that are scattered about, those are folks who are out here today to help make sure that you have information, safety, support. Check in with them if they haven't checked in with you already, if you need anything. Our march is going to begin at 12, and everyone but the march leaders, who are going to go out this way, will exit the mall back there by the porta potties. So the whole march is going to go out that way to Wilmington Street, right? And then when we get back here from the march, we're going to break out and we're going to have regional meetings where people are going to get connected to each other from all over the state. And then we're going to close the day with a special guest performance. The first aid tent is the first big white tent when you head back this way, the one that's covered around it, and you can make sure that you can find water by that tent as well. Make sure you stay hydrated today, y'all. There are also portable bathrooms here and outside on Halifax Mall. In addition, in the state government complex building all around, they're open to the public. However, you may have to go through a metal detector. Spanish language interpretation is available during the rally, which you've already heard. The interpretations tent is there so you can get your equipment. Now that we've gone through the basics, it is my privilege to introduce my friend, everyone's favorite music teacher from Cumberland County, and the president of the North Carolina Association of Educators, Tamika Walker Kelly.
Y'all give it up for Brian Prophet from Durham. Bull City represent. Well, good morning, y'all. Now, y'all know we here in North Carolina. Y'all got to do better than that. Good morning, y'all. You know, send a healthy good morning to all the people in the state. My name is Tamika Walker Kelly. I am an elementary music teacher from Cumberland County. Proud to be the president of the North Carolina Association of Educators. Yes, the state's largest public school worker union in this state. Now, every child in North Carolina deserves a well-funded public school. Don't you believe that? There's nothing radical about that. There's nothing liberal This is a promise that this state, those people, have broken on purpose to protect the wealthy and the powerful. But look around you, turn to your neighbor, say, hey neighbor. Turn to your next neighbor and say, hey neighbor. Listen, more than 20 school districts are closed today. Thousands of you are here, educators and parents and students in these streets in Raleigh, because we know where the power really lives. It is right here. And so friends, we are done asking. We are organized. We are mobilized. And we are going to take our democracy back. So one way to start is with the Kids Over Corporation Act, also known as Senate Bill 943. Say 943. 943. Say 943. 943. And it was filed in the General Assembly just 2 days ago. Y'all can celebrate. That's a big deal. The Kids Over Corporation Act would stop corporate tax cuts and raise $3 billion a year for our public schools. Let me tell you, this campaign not just talk. We got stuff to do. We got solutions. So when you call your legislator, you're going to tell them to vote for Senate Bill 943? 943? 943? 943. I know that's right. So now I get to introduce to you your first speaker. We have Shauna Richards. Shout out to the school counselors. Shauna is from Guilford County. Guilford, stand up. All right, here she is. All right, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? All right. All right. Y'all ready to do some things today? Awesome. Awesome. I'm just trying to find my speech because I'm a talker and I have a lot to say. So, as we get started today, pass me my phone. The black one. There we go. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna just announce who I am again. I'm Shauna Richards. I'm a high school counselor at the A&T Ford Middle College. It's an all-boys high school located on the campus of the illustrious North Carolina A&T State University. All right, and some Aggies in the house. Y'all, I want to tell y'all a little bit about my role as a school counselor. Every morning when I open the doors of Hodgen Hall, I'm excited to greet my students, some of the most amazing students in this state, I would say, in this country. They walk in with hopes and dreams, knowing that they can achieve everything that they set their minds to. It's amazing to see, y'all. It's an all-boys high school and we don't play any games. But y'all, we tell them to dream big. And dream big they do. But our state does not invest in their dreams. They don't invest. Y'all know what that feels like. And so, we're in this system where we're asking them to think, to dream, to do, to achieve. And where's the money? Where is it? Who has it? Exactly. The corporations, the General Assembly being backed by those corporations. But where we are today, y'all, that gap between the system that tells them to dream big but fails to fund their hopes and dreams, well, y'all, that gap is so wide now we can't hide it anymore. We know that our students deserve more, and we know the gap between what they deserve and what they actually receive is showing up in ways that we can't ignore. I see it in my students, you probably see it in yours too, when they're navigating anxiety and trauma without enough mental health supports in their schools. I see it in classrooms that have been without consistent teachers, where learning is disrupted and relationships are broken because the teacher had to make a choice, right? They had to make the choice to leave and go elsewhere so that they could make a livable wage. And as I reflect, I think to myself, what did it cost a student to go weeks or even months without a permanent teacher? What did it cost a child to sit in a classroom carrying burdens without access to mental health support? These are not just inconveniences. These are barriers. And over time, those barriers become setbacks that impact achievement, opportunity, and long-term outcomes. But let me be clear, this is not just a Guilford County issue. What we are experiencing here is a reflection of what is happening in underfunded classrooms across North Carolina. This is a statewide crisis. I'll say it again so that our elected officials can hear me. This is a statewide crisis. And when we talk about underfunding, we are not just talking about numbers on a spreadsheet. We are talking about real students, real classrooms, and real futures. I am marching today because I believe in a brighter, well-funded future for students in North Carolina's public schools. Because our students are not asking for too much, they are asking for what they are owed. And until that promise is fulfilled, we will keep showing up, speaking out, and fighting for Guilford County, for North Carolina, and for every child who is counting on us to get this right. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Shauna. I believe in that future, and I believe that these folks are going to continue to show up for it until we get it, right? So there's another set of people out here today who are critical for our kids. They are bus drivers who do an impossible job. I'm going to let that one cook for a sec. Who do an impossible job to love and transport our kids safely every day. They are cafeteria workers who greet our students with smiles and a meal. They are paraprofessionals who support our students and teachers every day. And they are as essential to our school communities as everyone else. And they are leaders in this union and the fight to defend and transform our students' schools. To make this point more clearly, I want to invite my friend and union brother Daniel Webb, a custodian from New Hanover County, to the stage.
All right, give it up for Brian Prophet. Yes. Again, my name is Daniel Webb. I'm a custodian at the greatest school in the sun, Williston Middle School in New Hanover County. And y'all, I'm tired. I'm tired of going to my building, opening up in the mornings, disabling the alarm, and seeing more Band-Aids than bricks. Because the district will not fix our problems, just put a Band-Aid over it. I'm tired of cleaning the classroom, listening to the teachers pour out their hearts to me, and sharing with me that one teacher, as of 2 weeks ago, had to leave the day, go in her car, eat her dinner in her car, and drive to her second job, get off at 10 o'clock, and then grade students' homeworks. I am tired of listening and seeing teachers, good teachers, leave. Just like 3 weeks ago, I talked to a teacher who's one of the best teachers in our school. He just bought a house with his lovely wife. She had a beautiful baby girl, and he sat down and looked at his money and didn't think he could take care of them anymore. He's leaving. He's thinking about leaving. I am tired of having to do the work of 3 custodians and getting paid for 1. I am tired of the district coming down, giving us a bad grade on our inspection for our building, even though we are 2 custodians short of the normal staff. I am tired, but you know what? I'm tired enough to do something about it. How about you? How about you? I realize that I am tired, but I'm tough. I said I'm tired, but I'm tough. They beat me down, but they didn't beat me up. I'm down, but I'm not out. I'm going to turn my anger into action. And so I'm looking for some tired custodians. I'm looking for some tired cafeteria workers. I'm looking for some tired teachers. I'm looking for some tired TAs. I'm looking for some tired bus drivers who understand that divided we fall, but united we stand. We are stronger together.
Amazed by the outpouring of support for today's march. We have some school boards and superintendents and parent organizations and partners. So I want to thank those who are here today who committed significant time, talent, and resources to help us put this event together. So shout out to Down Home NC, Pastors for North Carolina Children, the Education Justice Alliance, shout out to CREED, USSW, Public School Strong, CMBRA NC, and the National Domestic Workers Alliance. Y'all give it up for our partners today. That's right. Thank you so much for your collaboration and support. You know, as educators, and you know better than anyone else, we are all in this together, and that is the only way that we will win. So a huge shout out to those partner organizations today. Brian?
And just like we know that a majority of public school staff are with us, we
Come over here, come on.
we also know.
Come over,
I'll try it for the 3rd time. We also know that a majority of parents, grandparents, and caretakers across the state are with us as well. So now we're going to have a couple of parents and grandparents to come up and express their solidarity and why they're here with us today.
Good morning, everyone. When my family found out that I was going to say a few words, they told me not to do 2 things. Don't cry, because I'm passionate about the things I care about, and don't go rogue. I apologize because I'm about to do both. So filled to see everyone, all the educators, and it's just so beautiful. It's like family. Nobody knows what it's like to be an educator if you're not one. They just don't. Okay, and I want to say this not to you, but to anyone else who is listening. Anyone who has a passion to teach, you don't know what that's like, to inspire minds, to help them grow. I have 2 daughters who are teachers in the public school system. I've been on the inside and the out, in the classroom, in the office, and home. I want to say you are stifling your educators, your teachers, and the children need them. It's the cuts. You should not be even thinking about cutting any missing when it comes to school. You need to be adding to the program. This is ridiculous. Please, teachers are leaving the classroom. There's a reason for that. Please wake up and understand that these people have a passion to sit with children that are not their own 6 hours, teach them things, science and math and communication and social. You cannot afford not to invest in the future of our children. You cannot, you cannot, you cannot. And I say that with all my heart because I know what it's like. If you want to teach, you might get in 2 hours of teaching if you're lucky because you're so busy doing so many other things. There are too many children in the classroom and there's not enough help and it's outrageous. Parents, you need to step up, act up, demand more. You need to be involved in the schools in your community and the schools that your children go to. I don't care if it's 1 hour a month. You must participate. Our children demand more. We as parents demand more. We as taxpayers should demand more. Whose money are they spending? I thank you. I thank you all. Thank you.
Hi everyone. My name is Takayla Livingston and I am. My name is Takayla Livingston and I am an original member of Down Home Franklin County. I am a journalist, an educator, but most importantly, a mother. I went to the same elementary school that my sons did, and I've seen how it changed after years of funding cuts. So that's why I am here, because I want it all, for my children and for every child in North Carolina. We have the resources. They just don't have the will. So this poem is for every child that's doing their best right now. We do see you. I speak for the ones with fire in their eyes, but chains on their dreams. For the ones who were counted out before they were even counted in. I speak for every girl who cold in silence. For the boys who sketch their truths in corners. For the teens who carry their traumas in backpacks, but still show up in class as warriors. I speak for every child that felt unseen. And I demand a system worthy of their dreams. Because education is not charity. It's justice. It's not their favor. It's their right. And I will not whisper for the future when I can speak up for it today. You see, I just don't want to see test scores. I want to see transformation. I just don't want to see textbooks. I want to see tools. I just don't want to see diplomas. I want to see doors that open up to possibilities, to power, to purpose. I say invest in them, protect them, believe and fund them, but most of all, listen to them. We cannot stop fighting for our youth until every child in every town knows what it feels like to be heard, to be seen, and to be whole. Thank you.
Well, good morning. It's good to be here. My name is Mary Pettit, and I am here from down home Granville. And I want to share with you why I'm here.
Here, just be on the stage already.
Okay.
I got a phone call that no one wants. My daughter-in-law is calling to tell me about my 5-year-old grandson, Braden, who suddenly could no longer walk or talk. He couldn't swallow. She tells me Braden is being flown to the Children's Hospital. He coded out, but they revived him. They don't know what is causing it. She fills me in on their plans, and I tell her we are here to help you in any way. After I hang up, I'm sitting silently in my car. Every part of me wants to cry out, no, 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 not Braden. Please, God, don't take him. I am overcome with sadness and fear as tears fill my eyes and my heart drops to my chest. How are we going to make it through this? I went home to a journey that changed all our lives. 18 days later, Braden was diagnosed with acute flaccid myelitis. It's a rare virus that attacks the spinal cord. He had paralysis in his throat, his left diaphragm, his right arm, and acute weakness in every other part of his body. He needed a feeding tube to eat, a tracheotomy just to breathe. He required 5 hours of physical therapy every day just to keep his muscles awake. And he needed to be resectioned routinely so he wouldn't choke on his own saliva. Once an active big brother to 4 other siblings, he now required 24-hour care. Braden did not leave the hospital care for 7 months. Without Medicaid, he would have been discharged to a rehab facility. But because Medicaid negotiated to cover costs beyond my son's primary insurance, he could go home to his family to heal. Because of Medicaid, Braden's at-home care could include a day and night nurse, a wheelchair, a specialized exercise bike, a respirator, feeding equipment, suctioning equipment, and unending medical appointments. It's been 10 years since Braden contracted AFM. His education also changed, just like everything else. Kindergarten turned into hospital and rehab. First grade, he wasn't strong enough, so he had to be homeschooled. He was able to go back in second grade because the public school staff worked out a plan for him. He had mobility aids, a nurse in the classroom. Extra measures were put in place for cleanliness and alerts on illnesses. Extra time for doing his assignments, tutoring. And as he healed, educators have kept adapting to his needs. This has allowed Braden to attend school and live a normal life as possible. It takes a village to raise a child. When that child has added risk, limitations, and needs, it takes the whole village. Every child deserves the care that helps them to flourish. Yes. Thank you.
Good morning. It's the best and the brightest out here. My name is
is Emily Malpass. I'm so honored to stand here today. I'm a PTA advocacy chair. Yeah, PTA. I'm a product of public education myself. I'm a parent of 2 in Wake County Public Schools. And I'm standing also in support of EJA and Public School Strong and you. So I keep hearing people say that y'all took the day off today. What I see are people working overtime. Parents, educators, and plenty of you do both those jobs. For parents, there are no days off. For educators who care like y'all, it's the same. For 70% of the teachers in my child's elementary school, when they do leave that building in the afternoon, they go to a second job. And some folks don't even believe me when I tell them this. Well, I'm committed to speaking the truth, asking questions, and making sure that you are seen and heard. Parents and teachers and staff, we are in this work together. We never stop doing our jobs, so we're calling on the ones who work for us to get to it. Their job is to fund Leandro, not burn it down. To fill hungry bellies and curious minds, not starve them, while the rich get richer and our tax dollars pour into their private voucher scheme. You see, we teach our kids to clean up their messes, to leave things better than they found them. It's time for a lot of grown folks to clean up the mess that they're leaving for North Carolina. Do your jobs. We're done asking.
For our kids, isn't that right? Now, this may be a phrase that's a little overused, but our kids are our future. The generation most affected by putting the needs of the wealthy first are the ones that have to live with it the longest. So, we have some amazing young people here today, some North Carolina Public School students, to remind you, this is who we are fighting for. Come on up, friends.
All right, good morning, everyone. My name is Anisha, and I'm a junior at Enloe Magnet High School in Wake County. And I'd like to start off with saying I cannot help but smile when I see so much power and conviction on this ground right now. It's incredible. So give yourselves a round of applause. And I'd like to start by saying when people often talk about public schools here, we talk about what's not working, what's not happening. But I want to start with what's going right, because at Enloe, I see something different. I see possibility. I see it in the 125 clubs that fill our hallways with energy and purpose. Spaces where students don't just join, but they feel belonged. I see it in our classrooms where students continuously challenge themselves with rigorous coursework to think deeper, push farther, and imagine bigger things. I see it in the languages we speak, the cultures we cultivate, and in the diversity that that doesn't just define us, but strengthens us. Because you see, Enlo's not just a school, it's a living, breathing community. We have one of the strongest advanced placement and international baccalaureate programs available in the state. We house arguably the best varsity science Olympiad team in the state, and we put up, hands down, the greatest Asian Student Association and Black Student Union showcases I've ever seen. We're equipped with unique academic programs like Civilizations and Cultures, or our CNC classes, our Medical Bioscience Academy, IB Diploma Program, and our Academy of Creative Design. And beyond the classroom, our students are deeply involved in civic service through clubs like National Honor Society and our esteemed PTSA, showing that public schools don't just create students, they create meaningful citizens. Now, money is more than just a tool. It's a way to get students and teachers the things they need to build a successful future. But in this case, billionaires use their leverage to sway departments their way and farther away from what our teachers need. To put it into perspective, that's $18 billion in tax breaks, over $1 billion in vouchers pulled out of public schools. And the most outstanding fact is that North Carolina is 50th out of 50 states in public school funding. Exactly. Now, in spite of this, I'd like to give a huge shout out to our PTSA because they stepped it up this year. We raised over $60,000 to support the school, among many things. We invested in the purchase of new courtyard picnic benches. Now, this may not seem significant, but our courtyard is the heart and soul of growth and connection every day, allowing us to breathe. But here's the reality of it. We cannot take any of it for granted. We're seeing constant staff cuts, first losing a secretary and then a counselor, while our students' classes and needs continue to grow. Counselor to student ratios are growing rapidly, from 250 students to 450 students per counselor, and this is becoming way too unsustainable. Across our state, educators are still ranked around 45th in pay, making it harder to recruit and retain the people who make schools like ours special and possible. At the same time, tax money is being redirected away from our prestigious AP programs to private schools through voucher programs. And while our students and teachers work hard to build excellence, we're also struggling to maintain basic infrastructure when issues like mold go unaddressed due to our limited resources. With the passage of North Carolina's House Bill 10, hundreds of millions of dollars, over $600 million in the coming school year, are being directed towards private school vouchers, expanding access regardless of income. And while that may open doors for some, it also raises a difficult question. What happened to the schools that serve the 84% of North Carolina students? What happens to the counselors, teachers, and communities that rely on public education as their foundation? Now, I took a really challenging class this year, and in this class, I learned about the gifted wall. This concept is a mental obstruction that every student will encounter at some point in their academic careers when they take an especially difficult class. But never did I think that my peers' wall would be the inability to take exams based on their financial situation. So when you invest in public schools, you're investing in opportunity. The students who are going to make the world a better place, and the teachers that form those students. You invest in diversity, in innovation, and most importantly, in community. You invest in schools like Enlo, where students are not only learning, but they're leading, creating, and making a difference. So today, I'm urging our leaders to prioritize public education, protect our programs, support our staff, fund our schools, because at the end of the day, Enlo and all these other public schools aren't just worth supporting, they're worth fighting for. Thank you.
I'm a little short. Hello, I'm Watson Myers, a senior at Enloe High School as well. Throughout my time in public schools, I have seen the tireless work teachers put into their students. My 9th grade civics teacher, Mr. Foose, has supported me since day one, pushing me to do my best and holding me accountable. I've watched him spend his own money to make sure students have meals, stay late after school, and even show up to games and events when parents could not. And that's just a small percent of all Mr. Foose does. I have sat in overclouded classrooms, as well as overheated classroom, 85-degree weather, third period, where despite the conditions, teachers still gave everything they had to make sure that we are well educated. I have seen educators work long hours, 6 to 12 hours a day, to make sure that all students are cared for and supported, as well as take time from their families and personal situations to ensure that other people's children are safe. Over the years, I've had 9 teachers leave the classroom. Their memories are just my own. I am who I am because of my teachers. This fall, I'll attend a 4-year university, and I would not be there without the constant support of my teachers. They taught me how to work hard, advocate for myself, and keep going even when I wanted to quit. But I worry about the students after me, including my 2 younger siblings, who are also in public education. Teachers will constantly continue to give their all, but without the real support, it would not be enough. As I learned in Mr. Foose's classes, it's the constitutional duty of the North Carolina General Assembly to provide every student with a sound and basic education. That means fully funding our schools. Fully fund our schools. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Sadie Byerly, and I am a current college student studying elementary and special education. I'm here to speak to you today as a proud graduate of our public school system and the daughter of a public school teacher. Public education did not just shape me, it made me who I am today. Growing up, I watched my mom, a special educator, give everything to her students, and I saw the sacrifices that came with it. And now, as a pre-service special educator, just a couple of years away from stepping into my own classroom of my own, I'm preparing to carry that same responsibility. But right now, funding for special education is capped. That means no matter how many students need services and support, there is a limit to the resources schools receive. And we are sending a message to students with disabilities that their needs are negotiable. They are not. Every student deserves the support they need to learn, grow, and thrive. That's why our Kids Over Corporation demands matter. Increasing per student funding helps ensure that all students have access to the resources they need to succeed. As I prepare to begin my student teaching over the next 2 years, I will be doing so unpaid. But that is a story I'm going to save for another day. So today, I stand not just for myself, but for every student who needs more support, every teacher who is doing more with less, and every future educator who is ready to step up. Today, let's show our students that they matter, because public education is not worth just protecting, it is worth fighting for. Thank you.
Well, y'all, that's why we do this, right? It's about these kids. How about those kids, y'all? Thank you, Anisha, Waswa, and Sadie for your powerful words. Next, I want to invite Sandra White of the North Carolina chapter of the Domestic Workers Alliance.
Thank you. Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing on this powerful May Day strong? Yes. My name is Sandra White, and I'm an early childhood educator. Education is my business, so make some noise. I am the proud owner of of the Right Direction Child Care of 24 years. I'm a 5-star, also the president of the North Raleigh Providers Network and the Family Child Care Association of Wake County. One more, and an active member of the NDWA, National Domestic Workers. Okay. Children are my business. Okay, that's right. Teachers like me, all the way through high school, have something in common. We do what we do because we love what we do. But our educational system is underfunded. Can you hear me? Our educational system is underfunded. Why? Because this country don't care about their children. Corporations get what they need, and our children go lacking. That's right. We believe a sound and quality education starts at birth is the solution. Early educators work hand in hand with K-12 educators, and we equip children to enter and be prepared for school. And we help prevent and see problems before they come down the line. We need a democracy that makes it easy for all of us. Everything around us is increasing. Did you hear me in the back? Did you hear me over there? Everything around us is increasing. I serve a family members that come to me every other week because they can't afford child care weekly. Also, I have had in the past parents who couldn't make their copay from subsidy. And don't let me talk about subsidy because subsidy has not going up, has increased in years. Some of my constituents, family child care providers, had to quit their jobs, close their centers down, and retire. Why? Because of funding. Our children keep losing out, our family losing out, but corporations keep getting bigger. For the past few years, child care providers have closed our doors for a day without child care to demand more for our children. But this day, May Day, we walked out in solidarity for our public school teachers. And we say no more. Without child care, without public education, and without health care workers, the world will stop. Our leaders created these problems, and they need to see if they want things to keep moving, they need to serve us. Now, our message today is very clear, crystal clear, and that's kids over corporations, people over billionaires, and if we don't get it, shut it down. Again, my name is Sandra White, and I approve this message. Thank you.
Tweet that. All right, so now am excited to invite up Nashawn Blunt, a housekeeper at Duke University and member of our union sibling organization, the United Southern Service Workers. Nashawn.
May Day 2026, make some noise! Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if y'all don't get it, if we don't get it, I said if we don't get it. Now make some noise for yourself for being out here. All right. My name is Nashawn Blunt. I am a part of the Union of Southern Service Workers and the Durham Rising movement. I am an elected chapter representative of the Union of Southern Service Workers, North Carolina chapter, and I also work as a housekeeper at Duke University. But I am out here on May Day to show billionaires we are the ones that make the profit for your companies and for your greedy pockets. We are sick and we are tired of being pushed to our limits, not knowing how we're going to eat, living from paycheck to paycheck. That's not the way to live, right? I didn't hear y'all. That's not the way to live, right? All right, y'all gotta talk to me. And guess what, y'all? You don't have to look far to find the billionaires who need to learn how to support their workers and the communities that they live in. We are facing our own billionaire crisis. It lives at Duke University. Durham Rising is demanding that Duke stands with us, stands up for us, and stand with the people of Durham. That they're using billions of dollars in their profit to give it to the workers for higher wages, but also give back to public infrastructure and to treat their workers with dignity and respect. Duke University and the medical system is the largest private employer in all of North Carolina. They make billions of dollars every year, and today, this May Day, we as the workers of North Carolina are standing up. This month, because of our organizing, Duke took the step in the right direction to raise their minimum wage to $20 an hour. But that is not enough for one adult with one child to live comfortably in the city of Durham. A living wage is actually, that comes out to about $42 an hour. We know Duke got the money. We know they got the money. But they can give it to their workers. $20 an hour ain't that much, but it's a step forward. That's why we're going to keep fighting for more, because Duke is nothing without Durham. Duke is nothing without Durham. And it's time they step up, because whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose city? Whose city? Whose city? If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if y'all don't get it, if they don't get it, if we don't get it, I said if we don't get it, if we don't stand together, we will fall for anything. I'm pretty sure y'all done heard that saying, stand for something or fall for anything, right? All right. If we stand together in numbers, we can take over this whole city and shut everything down. Not even just the whole city. We can take over the whole South and shut it down, all right? So, show me what democracy Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. There y'all go.
Yes, Neshan, thank you. We know as public school educators that we are not in this fight alone. We know that educators and parents and students must join hands with working class people and working families across North Carolina. The struggle of working people against corporate greed is exactly what Kids Over Corporations is about. Another partner that I'm proud to recognize today is Siembra NC. For years, Siembra has been on the front lines of our fight for a multiracial democracy in North Carolina, organizing against the threat of ICE and Customs and Border Patrol, organizing to fight back against the racist exploitation of bosses, and building a vibrant culture of joy, safety, and love in communities across our state. Time and time again, Siembra has helped lead us all towards the kind of North Carolina that we want to be and the kind of North Carolina that our kids deserve. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Cecilia Munoz, Siembra NC member and Wake County Public Schools mom.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Cecilia Zambrano y soy miembro de Siembra NC, vivo en Raleigh. Actualmente tengo 3 hijos en las escuelas de Wake County, uno en primaria, otro en middle school y uno en high school.
Hello, my name is Cecilia Zambrano, and I am a member of Siembra NC, and I am a Wake County Schools mom. I currently have 3 children in Wake County Schools, one in elementary school, one in middle school, and one in high school.
Como mamá he visto los retos que pasan las escuelas de mis hijos. La escasez de maestras, de sustitutas, la falta de materiales que muchas veces nuestros maestros y nosotros tenemos que proveer. Esto carga una carga económica para nuestras maestras y nuestras familias.
For some time, I've seen the difficulties that our schools face, the lack of enough teachers, of enough substitutes, of enough supplies that teachers end up having to pay for and parents have to pay for. It creates more financial strain for our families and for our educators.
También he visto en todos los años que llevan mis hijos en la escuela cómo los trabajadores se esfuerzan para el personal de las escuelas se esfuerzan, como las secretarias, el personal de la cafetería, el personal de limpieza, cómo demuestran su paciencia apoyando a nuestros hijos.
I've also seen for some time the efforts that the different school staff put into putting attention to our children, the secretaries, the custodians, the cafeteria workers.
En mi memoria está una consejera que apoyó a uno de mis hijos cuando él estaba pasando por una etapa difícil. Aunque ella tenía demasiadas responsabilidades, siempre estuvo ahí para él.
In my memory in particular, there's one special counselor who paid a lot of attention to my child when he was going through a tough time. Even though she had so many other responsibilities, she was still there for him.
En Siembra luchamos todos los días para convertir el estado de Carolina Norte en el estado más seguro para los trabajadores inmigrantes, porque creemos que el estado más seguro para todos los trabajadores inmigrantes será el estado más seguro para todos los trabajadores.
In Siembra, we fight every day to make North Carolina the safest state for immigrant workers, because we believe that the safest state for immigrant workers will be the safest state for all workers.
Luchamos porque queremos vivir en un Carolina del Norte donde toda la gente pueda vivir en paz, con dignidad y ganar lo suficiente para vivir con lo que trabajan. Luchamos por un futuro digno y hermoso para nuestros hijos y sus hijos.
We fight every day so that our people can live with peace, with dignity, that people can have a good life with what they earn at their job. We fight every day because we believe that the whole state deserves a dignified life for our children and for their children.
A la misma vez sabemos que no todos comparten nuestra visión para este estado. Estamos aquí hoy en gran parte porque las pequeñas donaciones que hacemos a las escuelas en tiempo a tiempo no se pueden comparar a las ventajas fiscales que nuestros líderes ofrecen a las corporaciones.
Unfortunately, we are here today because we know that there's so much lacking from our schools. We know that the donations and the fundraisers that we run from time to time for our schools do not compare in any way to what the elected officials behind us donate to their friends and corporations through tax breaks.
Debería ser responsabilidad de todos en Carolina del Norte, de las personas y las corporaciones, invertir en el futuro del estado. Y si nos importa tener un futuro feliz, nuestra inversión más importante son nuestros hijos, y los maestros son importantes para la educación de nuestros estudiantes.
It should be the responsibility of everyone in the state of North Carolina, people and corporations, to invest in the state's future. And if we believe that, the most important investment in our state's future are our state's children and the teachers who educate our state's children.
Nuestros hijos merecen maestras que puedan ponerles toda su atención sin preocupar por tener suficiente tiempo y materiales. Nuestros hijos merecen escuelas y salones de clases funcionales, salones cómodos en el frío del invierno y el calor del verano. Nuestros hijos merecen educarse en las mejores escuelas de todo el país. Y Carolina del Norte está fallando a nuestros hijos y está fallando a nuestros maestros.
Our children deserve educators who can put all of their attention on them without having to worry about making enough money or having enough supplies or equipment. Our children deserve schools where classrooms are fully equipped. Our children deserve to be comfortable in the winter and in the heat of the summer. Our children deserve to be educated in the best schools in the country. And the state of North Carolina is selling our children and our educators short.
Nuestros hijos y la gente trabajadora del estado de Carolina del Norte merecemos todo.
Our children and the working people of the state of North Carolina deserve everything.
Thank you, Cecilia. Let's give Siembra NC some more love. And again, let's show more love to all the partners donors that are making today more meaningful, and all of the organizations that make our multiracial majority more possible. Before we move on to the next speaker, I want to pause because there is a word that you all have heard me use a lot today so far. It's a word that means more than half, but it's a word that conveys a sense of possibility and power in a world that can sometimes feel a little bit hopeless. Because of your organizing, over half of the people who work in schools and over half of the students who attend schools have had their schools closed down in solidarity with our action today. I'm gonna say that again. Over half of school workers and students in the state work in school districts that were shut down in solidarity to be here today. So y'all gotta help me out with list of one. What is the word for that? The word that means over half. That's right, y'all are great students. You said majority, right? For far too long, the wealthy elite in this country have divided working class people to pit us against each other. They say that we are black or white or immigrant or native or Republican or Democrat to hide the fact that there are way more of us than there are of them. And if we are out here confused and fighting each other, then they can continue to exploit us and profit off of our labor. But everyone out here has way more in common with each other than they have with the CEO of Duke Energy or the Board of Trustees at Duke University. And everyone out here stands for Kids Over Corporations. We don't have their money, y'all. We don't own the news stations like they do, but we do have people, and we have a lot more of them. So our job, our task is to build organizations that allow us to harness the power of our overwhelming majority. And the most powerful organizations that working class people can build are unions. That's right, I said union. In a state where they have tricked us for far too long into believing that we can't build unions. And so when that happens, we need to celebrate every time we defy those odds and turn our numeric majorities into organizational majorities and power for our kids. In the last 3 years, 4 NCAE locals have defied the disbelief of so many and organized the majority of their school districts to officially join the union as members, turning our numbers into power. Asheville and Durham set us off 2 years ago right now. Edgecombe County joined from the east last year. And just this week, on Tuesday of this week, a majority of the public school staff in Forsyth County officially joined their union and said yes to our power of our numbers. It is with great pride, then, that I invite you all to help me to celebrate the most recent NCAE majority local and the growing power of unions across our state. Family, please welcome Forsyth County Association of Educators President Jenny Easter and her squad.
Short because I'm ready to march. If I could impart anything to any of you today from what we've learned from our fight for majority in Forsyth County, it is that it does not matter if your county is blue, if it is purple like we are, or if it is red. We all can come together to fight for what our schools deserve, our students deserve, and what our people who work in them deserve. And just so you know, because I want you to really understand that it doesn't matter, red, purple, red, some of our conservative schools in conservative areas with conservative workers are at majority. So if we can do it in Forsyth County, so can the rest of North Carolina.
to you all the way from the Appalachian Holler. All right, bringing her fire and passion today, the president of Wake NCAE and your incoming NCAE president, Christina Cole. Thank you, Madam President Tamika Walker Kelly. What an honor to follow your lead. I am Christina Cole, and I grew up in Ashe County in the mountains of North Carolina, and I'm a proud product of North Carolina Public Schools. I'm an special education teacher by trade, and I'm the president of Team Wake Wins. I'm proud to stand here with you today as NCAE President-elect. And know when you see me standing, rest assured it's on business. Last week I stood with NCAE leaders and community partners to put the North Carolina General Assembly on notice. We declared our Kids Over Corporations Act to stand against corporate greed. We stood together to demand, not ask for permission, that NC politicians put kids first. Say, put kids first! On Wednesday of this week, I stood with NCAE leaders, parents, and partners to put Duke Energy on notice. Corporations like Duke Energy have been lining their pockets because of tax breaks, saving themselves $3 billion while your bills get more expensive. Duke Energy and other corporations like them must pay what our students in public schools are owed. We stand together to demand Duke Energy stop fighting accountability and support our Kids Over Corporations Act. While we have no state budget, public schools continue to go underfunded, while public dollars endlessly flow into private schools. Corporations benefit from tax breaks. Educators and caregivers can't afford to pay their bills. Greedy politicians are sniveling at our day off, when clearly today is a day on. I stand with you today with a clear message for them. No more! Enough is enough! One more time, enough is enough! Today, all of these bad actors are on notice, and we demand they put kids first by ending corporate tax breaks and stopping the private school voucher scheme. And most importantly, today we are here to reclaim our democracy. Democracy means of the people. Say of the people. Not the donors or the corporations or the billionaires. To reclaim our democracy means fair maps and voting rights for all. Reclaiming our democracy demands protecting the rights of all people and freedom from fear and violence. Reclaiming our democracy centers workers' rights and declares a plan to repeal the ban on collective bargaining in our southern state. And just like I used to tell my high school students, I ain't gonna stand up here and lie to y'all. One day is not enough, and we have work to do. We put in enormous amounts of time and labor to get to this historic day, and it will take enormous amounts of time and labor to build a movement powerful enough to win all the things you and your students deserve. It will take commitment and persistence to build a union strong enough to make these politicians listen to you. It will take organization pulling together our resources to defeat the privatizers and billionaires. We must grow our union, building to a majority in every every school and district across this state, just like union leaders in Forsyth and Edgecombe and Durham and Asheville. It will take you and your coworkers, our families and community members, door knocking, phone banking, talking to your neighbors about pro-union, pro-public school candidates. It will take hard work to build a movement where strike isn't just a word, it's a warning. Are you ready to put in work? Are you ready to say yes to joining your union? Are you ready to join forces with partners in your communities? Are you ready to fight for our democracy? Say, I'm ready. They didn't hear you. Say, I'm ready. And let me forewarn you, good people, democracy is an endless meeting. Yes, today is a rally and a march, but consider this a days-long meeting with your coworkers from all across the state. We have to prepare for what's next. Being a member and active participant in your union or working people's organization is what it's going to take to defeat the billionaire class. And our union is where we practice democracy, how we get organized. So after we march, don't you dare go anywhere. Report back to Halifax Mall for local and regional meetings, because we cannot leave today without being committed to win. When I say when we fight, you say we win. When we fight, when we fight, when we fight, let's march, y'all. Is coming for you. Are you with the kids or the corporations? Now, wait. I got a question for you too. I see you back there in that blue shirt. I got a question for you too. Because every single person standing on this mall today has to answer a question too. I'm gonna ask you again. Are you with the kids? Because if that answer is yes, and you mean it, then it means something. It means choosing the kids over corporations means you gotta step up. Coming to the rally, cute. Coming to the march, cute. you gonna do a phone call? Are you gonna text somebody? Are you gonna knock on doors? Some of y'all gotta put up 2 hands. Okay? You do not stay silent and you do not stay comfortable. It means you show up here at this legislature. It means you show up at your school board. It means you show up at your county commissioners. You have to make yourself impossible to ignore. That means you gotta go back to your school buildings. You gotta organize your workplace. You gotta talk to that person you don't like, because we need them too. And we gotta grow this conversation one person at a time. Listen, the corporations are gonna outspend us. Okay? We know that. They've been outspending working people forever. But here's what they cannot do. They cannot outwork us. They don't have 1.5 million public school children. They don't have parents and grandparents. They don't have neighbors and friends who love the kids. But guess who does? Oh no, y'all don't sound like y'all for real. Guess who does? That's right. A majority of North Carolinians want to fund our public schools. A majority of people believe that kids come before corporate tax cuts. So, how do we build power? Door by door, conversation by conversation, shift by shift, election by election. Are you gonna go vote? You gonna tell somebody to go vote? You gonna bring 5 people with you? You gonna drive somebody to the polls? You gonna register some high school students? Today does not stop here. We gotta keep showing up long after this march is over and before we all go home. November 2026 is coming. And you better ask those people running for office, when are they gonna choose? Are they gonna choose the kids? Are they gonna choose the corporations? And you better ask them. We're going to make sure the whole state knows where the candidates stand. That is our vision for our change and promise for those 1.5 million public school students in North Carolina. So, are you ready to move your body? Are you ready to march? Are you ready to take our schools back? Are you ready to take our democracy back? Then you better get ready to march. Go ahead and turn around and here we go.
All right, y'all. So we're getting ready to head out. Just gonna give y'all a little bit of prep before we leave. So March leaders are gonna be heading out this way, but everybody else is gonna go out through those by the trees in between those 2 buildings and head down to Wilmington Street. Now, what y'all are gonna see on this march is not what you see on a normal march. Because we're public school educators, we wanted to create opportunities for people to learn along the way. So we've got multiple stations where you're gonna be seeing art installments, where you're gonna be getting information, where you're gonna be hearing music, where you're gonna be having an opportunity to learn, because that's what public school family does together. Are y'all ready to learn together? But while y'all are doing that, y'all are also gonna have to get real hype on the march and let them hear you bouncing off those walls. Are y'all ready to do that? And everybody, if you have already signed in to let us know that you are here, say yeah! If you haven't signed in yet, say no. Alright, that's not a lot of y'all, but make sure you get it done. So we're gonna play some music while this march is happening. Y'all gonna come back to the march. We're gonna meet around the mall, and then we're gonna gather right back here at 2:30 for our final performance and presentation to send you home for the day. So let's go have a march, y'all. Oh, and if you're with the Down Home and Public School Strong family, people are calling for people to gather together and march back near the family station.